Say when, Dave.
Okay, I'm just about ready. Okay, everybody's got their stuff put away. I'm getting ready to introduce and record. Everybody's ready?
I'm going.
Thank you.
Wait, do you want this off?
Dude, I am so ready for Skylar.
What do you mean off?
I was there.
There, you're on.
With
You're
Skylar
good.
every
You ready?
way.
Okay, here we go. This is our 6th hour media tech class, and we're going to begin with Skylar.
Alright, good to go.
We're good to go.
So, I did my independent project on Arduinos and microcomputing, and I made a counter with like a button system thing. Well, that's what I ended up with, but my original project was supposed to create a counter with text that I was going to put on a hat, and you're going to be able to tip the hat, and it was going to go count up every time you tipped it. That kind of fell through due to a couple of different issues. I decided to do this project because last year I did kind of a similar thing, and I thought that this would help me bring me to the next level and add some sort of physical thing that I could actually do with the project compared to just like a flashing light or something like that. My project plan, it worked pretty well until I came across some problems with my tutorial. Like not anything really worked with the tutorial that I had. So I had to go out and find different resources and other content to use. Yeah, I adjusted it. Everything worked out pretty good. I didn't really come across any problems after I tested my plan. Week 1, I just reviewed concepts with Conrad and waited for my parts to come in. Week 2, I started wiring for my first project. Well, for the first tutorial that I had for my project, and it didn't really work so well. And this is where I hit my first wall. But in week 3, I was able to find a new tutorial and get everything to work out. And this is a video of me pressing the button down and it actually making the counter go up. Week 4, after I had like all of the stuff wired properly, I spent a lot of time trying to fasten it all together so I could actually put it into the hat, but that didn't really work out very well. The setup I had was really fragile, and it just didn't work out. Overall, I was kind of unpleased with where I got with my project because I wanted to have a product at the end of it to show off here, but that didn't really come out, as you can see. But I learned that I need to stick to things that are more my level rather than taking these big leaps and failing as hard as I did.
I don't think you failed at all.
Well,
you felt like you failed.
I felt like I failed.
I don't think you did at all. And here's why. The complexity of making something like a counter react digitally to motion would have taken equipment that you didn't have, as well as writing your own code that would react to that. That's actually Python language, and you have not learned
with my
that.
project, it would have just been the button that would have been leading out into the hat, so that you would tip it and it would work.
But a button wouldn't have done that for you, I don't think. I don't think a button would have.
That's the tutorial that I had.
The tutorial I had. I think it would have
taken been a lot better. Yeah.
I think it would have taken more than a button.
I kind of saw that as a problem originally as well. I kind of wanted a different setup, but that's just how the tutorial was. So
right.
I was like, I'll run
and it's a great concept. I just think, just knowing what I know about creating wearables, because you've got to have something that's able to gauge a change in balance, and it takes more than a button. But the fact that you got to the point where you could get input with your screen like you did, That's a big leap. That's more than a big leap. So I don't think you should be disappointed in yourself at all. The only thing I would have told you, Skylar, is you need more explanation of your mastery of technology. Meaning, first I did this, and I wired it like this, and then I did this, and then I did this. That's what I mean, because you need to have that chronological progression of what I did to make that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because otherwise, you've got all the elements. You just need more of that. Gotcha? Okay, and here's why. I mean, I just want you guys to know why I make you do this. So I know you're like, why does she insist I show people this? Because if I'm going to get you guys where you can like make scholarship cash, I guarantee where they drop the money is when you can demonstrate control and knowledge of concepts. Because you can tell them that you built something, or I made this. But if you can show them how you made it, that's where the scholarship money comes through. I guarantee it. I talk to those people. They want to see the minds behind the makers. And the way you made it, and what you were thinking, and what you were learning. How you did it. Even today, people who know something really well can learn from that process. So I have Elena, who's demonstrating Illustrator, and I have Gracie, who's probably one of our stronger users of Illustrator. Guys, she knows her business. And I hear her over there whispering. I said, what's wrong? And she goes, I don't know how she did that. So she backs up and she asks Elena, how did you make that happen? And so Elena says, well, first you do this and this. And she goes, I didn't know that. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know that you could do it that fast. We all are those people who have to learn by watching somebody else's progression. That's what it is. So yeah, there's a method to the madness. I don't make you do stupid stuff. I don't make you do worksheets or word matches or word searches or anything like that.
Pogles.
Pogles. What are pogles?
Just things we did in science class.
Science class. I don't make you do pogles, whatever that is. But I will make you problem solve or hit a wall and say, what happens when I can't figure out why this is not working? And sometimes I have to write a search string, and sometimes I try something else. I mean, that's real life, folks. More than, I don't know.
Calculus?
Well, no. Calculus can be real life. I was just thinking all you have to do is memorize something. I never think memorization is a real demonstration of what your brain can do. I can teach, Bobo the Wonder Horse to stomp his foot, but that doesn't exactly tell me much. So, okay, nice. Nice round of applause for the Skylar. Skylar! Woo-hoo! We love Skylar.
Matthew, I would
Okay, Nate, you gonna bring that up there? Set up?
I guess we're live streaming.
Yeah, we are.
Who's next, Nathan?
Yeah.
Nate, the great Nate. Nate's great.
Sometimes I wish I would have left the tape on so I could remember which way this fits in here. There we go. There's the last side. Could you please stick that over there, assistant?
Oh, I like that. Assistant.
Don't drop it.
Matt's going to be in class with us next week when we do our adventure week.
Oh yeah, wasn't last year the build your own whatever is there?
Yeah, we did like the Franken gadget.
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
Hey, would you like to?
We're gonna do a little throwback stuff I haven't done for about 4 years.
Can we
So
play with floppy disks?
we are not. You just want to put things in the microwave and see if it'll blow up.
Yeah.
We are not going to do that.
Just some inception for you.
Yep, there it is. See, those are moments. Look, isn't that great?
Wait, that happened like a few seconds ago.
I know. It's about a 3-second delay. 3 or 4.
That is Watson.
Okay, are you ready, sir? Do you need-
Matthew, not yet. God,
Okay, here we go.
just sit down.
Be nice to Matt. He's helping you. Look at this. You hurt his heart. Nate, you hurt his heart.
Literally the worst linebacker on the team.
He's not going to. Oh.
Wait a minute.
I'll tell you what. He's not going to write you any love notes anymore, so you better stop. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
So my project was, as most of you know, the infinity mirror, except for the live streamers. An infinity mirror is basically a kind of table-looking thing. I think you can see it in the shot, where one bottom piece is glass that's just straight mirror, and then the top glass is one-way. Usually use foam, and then on the inside you have lights. And when you look inside, the light reflection is usually strong. So the one way is supposed to be strong enough that it doesn't let enough light out. So when you look down, it looks almost bottomless, which is how I explained it here. So the bottom glass just reflects 100% of the light because it's a mirror. It's letting light through. That's a given. The top glass is one way. I was going to ask the place where I got my glass if they did that, but it didn't because I thought it would have been cheaper just to buy film. But so the stuff I bought, it's kind of called daytime privacy. So whichever side has more light coming in, that's the side it will reflect back at. That's what they use in buildings and stuff. So, and that's how the bottomless effect happens, is that kind of reflection. Project plan, didn't really stick to it very well, mostly because it was a come up after like the first week, because my original project was something else that would have cost a good amount of money, an exceptional amount of money. So from there, I kind of started going off of like what I've seen from the past with Alex Goodwin and Ross Schrag, and just try to make my own. The sites I used, they were very helpful. I saw a lot of cool different kind of projects, especially on Pinterest, because that's where a lot of ideas come from. Some of my bumps, as I said, were getting everything. So like the lights, I wanted to find the right lights, because I wanted kind of what Miss Nick has. You can't see them, but she has these nice little copper lights that don't use much energy. And then cutting the wood and finding clamps for that. I had to use band clamps. I tell you, they don't sell those at Lowe's.
You found that out.
Yeah. And just kind of putting everything together. There were a lot of stuff like that I didn't really think about when making an octagon. Should have looked at that better.
Your sites. What was your resource that you used?
I think I used an Instructables. I saw like one Instructables, but I think I already knew mostly how to do all of it, just from like what I've seen before and just kind of like given physics ideas, because it's just reflection of light and how much gets being let out. So, and then like I think some ideas came from Pinterest. Like I saw one table was a rectangle, but on the inside, instead of the lights going around, it had like little platforms. So they went around the platforms, kind of made it look like a city look, a top down, which I thought was really cool. But I mean, I think I could have done that if I would have had more time, a little bit better planning. But so master technology, I didn't learn as much as I think I would need to, but I think it was more for kind of planning out a project, especially for building stuff. Like I thought I would have had this done much sooner than I did, but I was doing stuff still last night. Some of my pictures. So this was kind of like my original idea, and if you don't know, this is about 4 foot by 4 foot. By the way, kids, that's huge. Don't do that. And also, that was going to be like a coffee table, sits in the middle of your house. Yeah, don't do that unless you have a plug-in in the middle of your room, or else you're going to have a cord running from the middle of the room to the wall. Well, it's a possible thing, but you have to kind of plan for it. And then I went to Miller. This was still with a 4 foot by 4 foot, or I think we sized it down, but instead of doing one big piece of glass, we were going to do sections. So I would have gone around the outside, and then once I hit here, I would have came back on the inside, kind of like outlined my shapes, which I thought would have looked really cool, but with how big that would have been, I don't know if it would have been worth it. It's a lot of, yeah. So then we did some math. Some of your simple geometry stuff. You know, you get triangles, you got your rectangles.
Okay, but back up here. You're going to show me the math. Don't say you're going to show me the triangles and the rectangles. Explain how this was a part of your project.
Okay, so this was for my big design, like the coffee table design that was going to be way too big. So we're gonna do 4 pieces of pentagons, as you can see,
Yes.
5 sides. And then, so we were trying to figure out which is what this was for, so we can make everything even.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're using AutoCAD. So then we went to the drawing board and we need to figure out glass size, because that's what they need to make my glass, so I can get an estimate on money, so it doesn't break the bank.
Yep.
So
Good deal.
yeah, the one side 18 and then 12.75. So we all know half base times height is an area of a triangle.
Thank you.
And then width times length. So 5.25 times 18. 12.75 times 5.25 is this and this are equal. So, and then you just add them all up, get your total area, 242.719 inches squared area. But yeah, that's just kind of like how they did it.
So what measurements do you take to Lowe's to get them to cut it for you?
I went to Glass Services.
You went to Glass Services.
Yeah, so I did too much measurement because all they needed was this and this.
Seriously.
18 by 18.
So they could flip it because they're just doing. I got it.
I was kind of surprised, but I guess it does make sense. Easy in the long run, because even with it, I just took it there, and that's how they made the glass to size. So then this is the box. This is what I took there, and so this is the bottom from bottom down. So this line is where it'll hook in eventually once I get the whole project done. This is where the lights are sitting, this groove, and this is where a bottom of the table sits for the mirror, and SFD stands for Salina Fire Department. Oh, I forgot to get the other picture.
Are you giving it to them, or are you going to keep it?
No, that's mine. So this is the bottom. It's just a piece of plywood, and in the corner you can kind of see my top. I forgot to put that in here, but I can show that off right now. So, well, no, I don't. So the top is, it's just, oh wait, there it is. Top is just 4 face boards kind of sitting on there. That'll be the part you see on the outside, and then with my real thing, the entire base, I'll do like these, but I'll run them long ways, and I'll run all the way down to make an end table. Which is kind of hard to explain from this point of view, but I think once I get the whole thing done, it'll be a lot easier to just see.
On a base.
Yeah, we just did pocket screws, Craig jig, and yeah, I thought this was gonna break when we were doing that, because
Did you do this in Mr. Miller's, or is it?
no, this is at my house.
At your house?
So there's that. Yeah, problem solving pretty big since a lot of this stuff I didn't account for it since it was an octagon, and I thought it was gonna be a perfect fit. So yeah, I had to go through lots of designs, and then it came out better than I thought, especially seeing it now, because I think it will be something I can use for a long time, hopefully.
I just want you to finish it.
Yeah, that's the next part, because I think after this I'll go to Miller's and I'll cut out the same, like how I have there, but longer, and then I'll just hide cords, and it'll look pretty. So my results are showed off. If we could get dimness. Yeah.
Dimness.
Can I plug it in now?
Yep.
Matt's going to be our
There's no outlet.
Yeah.
Do I need to? You need an extension cord?
Shouldn't.
You want extension cord? Cardi, would you get an
Live
extension cord?
stream. Oh yeah, and another part, I couldn't decide if I want to do like one time around or twice around. So right now, all this is one time around.
Or does it work? It stretches already, or do you need?
It can stretch.
Where are your extension cords?
It's okay. I think he's got it. If you could pull it over a little closer, so.
Yeah. So then,
Oh my god, that's pretty sweet.
it's in position right. So
I
yeah, just, one problem I
wonder
have
what he's
is
referencing.
the one-way mirror. I don't think it looks amazing.
Oh, I do.
Fantastic.
Superb, mate.
See, and then you can change the colors and make them green. This would be so fun for a dorm room. That's why you gotta finish it.
Yeah.
Yes, this will be cool. This will be almost as popular as Wes's rolling stereo system that he took within K State.
I just think it kind of looks kind of hazy with this film on it.
Almost like a purple haze, one would say.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, I think if I touch it up right,
Mhm.
So,
but yeah. And I figured out with this remote, it has to see that little white piece, so that'll be another part of it, that white button.
So you know, I wonder if you ought to, when you hook the top, that you make it so that it's easy to come on and off the top part.
Well, I think
Because it's heavy
Yeah,
enough, it'll
yeah.
sit on there,
with here, so when this glass, when you pull this off, that's what this line's for.
right?
This line right here. I think you can see it from the top.
Right.
But yeah, it'll be it's just simple like kind of cabinet thing. Z shape here, and it'll come up and it'll come here, and you just screw it in.
Did Mr. Miller have any idea what you were making? Have you ever seen one of these?
I think he's seen one before, but it's kind of a different product.
Pretty cool.
So
Yeah, if you put this on a base and then, I don't know, I like the wood though.
oh yeah, it will be nice once I clean it all the way up. But yeah, it'll probably be about this height or so.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
And it'll have like this, that's what I was trying to say, but it'll come off just on the edge all the way down. So you'll have like a face board. And if I wanted to, I can make like a little cabinet inside.
Mm-hmm, so you have storage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. Anybody have any questions? It's pretty cool though.
I dig it, Nate.
Dig it. Yeah, dig it.
So overview.
Oh, it's not that.
Let him do his overview.
For next time, I'm not making an octagon.
But it is a cool shape, it is, but that,
No more octagons. Those are out of the
you
question.
have too much math.
They will be a definite shape, and octagon sucks. Suck! Exclamation point S. So.
So because of the mathematical calculations? Or the execution
A
of
little
it?
bit of that, and putting it together, and just kind of like, it's a weird size. It's a weird shape to make. They're hard to put together. Because you have to use band clamps, you can't use regular clamps. If I could have used a layer clamp, I could have used a biscuit joint.
Yeah.
So, but I think it'll look fine, especially if it's just me. I don't have a lot of care. So,
Oh, I think you want to make it look nice though, I mean, because I think it's going to be a real conversation.
it'll look nice on the outside. So
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool, I don't know.
it's kind of ugly right now with all those. showing
Right, but
floors.
you'll,
It'll get touched up.
yeah, it'll
It'll be
definitely.
pretty.
But you gotta finish that, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Nate, very, very good.
Daniel!
Danielle for the name.
Thank you. God bless America.
This is America.
Nate, I like this.
It's terrible. Photoshop first.
Can I just leave this here, Mr. Dane?
Sure.
That's Kate's.
So I don't want to put it back.
Let's put it on
That's it.
that back table where everybody's projects are, because I have all these classes that come sit here, and Nate, I don't want it to get hurt. If it's on that back table, there's nobody that sits along that back table. I have the smallest number of new recruits this year that I've ever had.
Aw.
5.
How many was it?
In total, 13.
Like new recruits, like from our class?
No, from in the first 2 level classes.
Wow.
13 total.
Like us?
Like last year, remember you had there was 22 kids in one class. No, I have 13 total.
I wonder why that is.
13.
That's what she's been saying.
I thought she was saying including us.
One of them's not a freshman, but
You're a veteran now.
the incoming you're not a vet, you're a vision tech kid. So okay, Conrad, is there anything you need before you get started here, sir?
No.
Okay.
Yes, I have plenty of videos of the thing.
Hang on, I'm gonna let Nate put this in there.
Yes.
Do they both go in the same cabinet?
The tripod goes to the right,
T-pose for good luck.
the camera goes on the left.
Hey, Nate, buddy, you want to grab me in, man? Yeah, we gotta figure out what Conrad did besides scream while we were.
I did a lot.
He also helped make the movie project,
Yes, with Adam.
which he finished last night about
Yeah.
9 o'clock.
We gotta teach Conrad what a red light.
It's
No.
we will watch it. We'll watch it on Friday.
What?
Did it
Um,
turn out well?
It turned out well. Adam made a full film, the sequel to
Badges of
Roscoe and Coltrane, called Badges of Steel.
Yeah, they came and I got the shootout at the end again, so.
So yes, what's nice
Give
is
me that
it
one.
uses the drone footage with green screen over it. So.
It's so full.
Okay, let's be a good eye, please, so I don't have to
Shut up,
stab you with
Matthew.
this pin. Okay, Conrad, you ready,
All
sir?
right, my project. What I did. I did an Arduino, and I did a variety of different things. I did LEDs to start out with. I mixed in pots in there, like potentiometers, little knobs that you can turn, so it'll like turn on the lights and it'll turn them off, you know, sequentially. I used servos towards the end, which I thought they were pretty cool. They're like little motor deals that'll spin. That was probably my favorite part. And then I also like the buzzers too, which they buzz, and you can like switch up the speeds and make it go really fast.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Oh, and then I had boatloads of fun. So
Boatloads.
yeah.
That should be probably 2 words, sir.
Well. Okay. All right. So it took me longer than it should have to learn how to complete a circuit. Skylar had to help me for the first few times because I really could not figure it out at all. So I kind of felt really stupid for a little while. But then I started to get the hang of things. I kind of understand the code. The website I used was pretty nice. I can show you here. I already have it hooked up. So like I used this website. It had a bunch of different projects here. And so like it would like tell me what I need, like that's a pretty simple one. And then they progressively, so I just keep doing project after project. So I continue, like it gets a little more complex down here. There's some new projects, like there's the button. So pretty much it'd walk you through pretty easy, and then it had a file with all the code that I'd need, and then show me like, well, this means this or this means that, like about the delays, about the different settings and stuff. So like yeah, it was pretty helpful, and I actually learned quite a bit from these little diagrams. And so then sometimes I'd have to see like, oh, I didn't wire this correctly because it's not running through, like because I plug it in a wrong hole quite a few times. Or the biggest thing, like with this one, I remember like none of them worked, and then I had to flip them, and then they all worked because of the positive negative leads.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the biggest thing. I could never like.
Okay, Conrad, so on an LED, there are 2 wires. One's longer than the other. Which one's
The positive is longer.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yes! Yeah, I know.
That's mastery
I know. But it was amazing because like I was like super mad. I was like, why is this not working? And then I flipped one. I was like, oh, that one turned on. And then the other one turned on. And then the other one did. And then it all worked out. So it's pretty neat.
Pretty neat.
Yeah. So I went through. I did most of them. I didn't do the motor because I didn't want to use the weird wire things, but I used the servo. So that was pretty nifty, I thought.
I did have a motor back, some motors back.
Yes. So anyway, so yeah, I wouldn't say like I don't have too much faith with like writing the code on my own, but I can understand like why it is written that way or what is used. So there we go. I learned how breadboards work. Skylar explained to me right off the bat. Oh, okay, here. So this vertical part, or the sides of 2, they run vertically. So that a lot of times it's where you're putting your ground cord, and then you can connect it with like a resistor or another wire, and can run over to the horizontal.
Is that why there's a plus and a minus on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the sides with 4 in the middle, they run horizontally. So that's where a lot of the magic happens. Is like in those 4. So
That's where the magic happens. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I learned how breadboards work, and Skylar is a cool dude.
Skylar is a cool dude. And how did Skylar help you?
Well, Skylar,
besides explaining,
he explained the whole breadboard thing, and then initially when I couldn't even get it to blink, he was like, "Oh, Conrad, you're really stupid. Here." So yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. Oh, see, there's Skylar again. But yeah, so this is my initial one. I think this is me using a pot, and then here's another thing. It's just a light blinking. So these ones are pretty simple. Skylar's pretty happy in that photo. Here, I've got videos on the next.
Do you know what a potentiometer does?
Yes, it turns, and then it'll silence the ones, and then it'll.
Good. So it's moving it from what to what?
From the I don't know.
Analog to digital.
Yes. There we go. And so here's some more pictures. This one's the police light here.
Pot's right here.
Hey!
Channel.
So there's a police light.
Oh, what the hell?
So and how the police lights work, there's a delay in the code, and so like one will flash, and then the other will flash, and then the one will flash, and then the other will flash. So it's really nifty. Josh helped me with that one a little bit too. This was the very beginning. So yes, shout
Because
out.
you do have to create a delay in a loop pattern.
Yeah. Oh, Curtis has like a fort.
I'm one with the code.
Yes.
I'm one with the code. It's like a mind
Oh, here's a
thing.
button. So like so I'm turning the button and it'll turn on the stuff.
Very good.
It's pretty neat.
Pretty neat.
And then this is I was really excited with this actually because once I took no, this is just by itself.
It's by itself. You don't have a pitch on
Yeah, I
it.
don't have a bot on that one. But it's just continually going. Yeah, it was pretty good. Oh, this is the one with the pot. Okay. So then the pot, as I turn it, like see, because it's kind of like wonky when it's going. So like that's me just turning it kind of unsteadily, and there's me turning it. It's hooked up.
Here it is.
Yes.
Very good.
Pretty exciting. There's a picture. This is the picture. This was a lot of wires. It was kind of hard because my fingers are kind of wide, so it was kind of hard to plug it all in. So.
It is. I mean, that is a challenge.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, I gotta go to the next slide. Okay, here we go. Here's the buzzer. I like buzzers a lot, actually. So, no, with the buzzers, you can they go by notes. So, like, there's like a 4, a 16, a 32. And so, like, the higher you raise it, the faster it'll go. So, like, I made it, like, in the thousands and it didn't even go. So, it was kind of nifty. But, oh, wait. I want this one.
The Skylar approaches.
Who's next about to be here for the checkup?
Alright,
Yeah, so there's that one.
Yep.
Who's next about to be here for the checkup?
alright.
Oh, why is it doing that? Okay. Yeah, see, there's that one.
Skylar's like, leave me alone.
Oh, I don't know what this one is.
More film of Skylar.
Skylar's a cool guy. Oh, servo! I love
Servos!
the servos. These were cool, actually. What?
Skylar's in every picture.
Dude, he's like my favorite human ever. He's a really nice guy. And we bonded. The first time we bonded was at the pool 2 summers ago, and I met him, and he told me about how he's from Wisconsin.
Oh, good lord.
Okay, so here's the servo. See, now it's turning, like, it'll turn, like, it won't do a full loop, but it'll go 180, so it'll, like, turn one way and then it'll go the other. So there's the thingy.
That would be cool.
And it would go on forever. Oh, there's more Skylar.
More
Is it
Skylar.
like a
What? Why do we have all these pictures of Skylar? You can come sit down and watch this crazy thing. Okay, what's the next one?
Okay. Fun fact about so the servo would continue, like, it's just like the lights. It'll just keep going and going and going. I think this is just a random video. I'll play this one and then I'll play the Skylar one. Oh, this is the servo with the pot.
Servo?
Well, see, I was going to say, that'd be cool if you put a pot on it.
Yeah.
And the faster I turn the pot,
The faster the rotation you get on your servo. Nice. And then you took pictures of other people. I don't think you could ever focus. I mean, it's like, squirrel! I mean, you get the picture, but then there's like the swing, and I don't know what else is in there.
Yeah. Oh, do you guys want to see this video, Skylar?
Sure.
This has
Is
nothing
this
to do
safe,
with the project.
Skylar?
Yeah.
All right.
I muted all my except what did you say?
They got the whole class.
Yeah, so this
Oh,
Skylar's a
God.
cool guy.
Okay.
Okay, so the project plan review. I thought the plan worked out pretty well.
Plan was good.
Yes, it worked out pretty well for me. If I was stumped on one project, I would just keep plugging and then until it would work again. So I tried out. I'd probably get like two or three different things done per week, and then I wouldn't change it. It worked out pretty well. And if I were to do another Arduino project, I would probably want to do something a little more complex because a lot of those are pretty simple, but it was like a wide range of things that I tried. So here.
So what do you feel? What do you feel you learned? It's obvious. I mean, when I'm asking you, you've got some things going.
I definitely learned the circuit. I don't know why. That was just like the most hard thing. It was just getting started, I guess. It was like figuring out why it wasn't connecting. That was pretty. I don't know. It took me longer than it should have. And the code. I don't know. I feel like, and then if I were to do it again, I would want to learn like how to write my code more like solid, like by myself, like because I could see like. Okay, like the whole breadth, like I don't know, just the setup. The setup was probably the most complicated thing that I thought from what I saw.
Okay.
So.
Okay. You guys know like that when you go to if you're specializing in engineering of different, especially that first about your sophomore year of engineering, you will spend the entire year doing stuff like this. But it'll be more complex, of course. But Isaac Peterson right now is at that level, and he's killing it, of course, because he'd been doing that for years anyway. And the more you get to understand how that code affects results and how to control analog to digital, the better off you are. So, good job.
Oh, thank you.
Conrad, it's always a pleasure to see what you do up here in your unique Conrad way.
Conrad, I've never worked with you again.
Why?
So have you been to the dentist yet?
Yeah,
You.
I just did.
You just did?
Yeah, I gotta go back.
You do?
4:30 to get the crown.
Oh.
So I can get a check because I'm gonna
Okay,
go down
let
and
me
get
help
my,
you out. While I'm doing that, you got it?
I'm gonna go get my number while I'm waiting on you.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
Remind me, I'll move mine. So I'll have to move mine. All right, what time is it? We're not leaving yet, guys. Where are you going, dude?
Conrad's just getting water.
2:29. When are we out of
It's
here?
about time to leave. Okay.
We leave it like.
It is time to leave. Brent, you're going to be, well, actually, Curtis, you think you'll be ready to go on Thursday?
We'll see.
Let's hope.
Hopefully.
So I'll plan Curtis and Josh and then Brent.
And then I can do that.
And then Blake and Cardi. And then Kaisa, and then Logan. So, okay, my dear hearts, it's enjoyable. It's always an
It's been real,
adventure.
it's been fun, but
It's been
really
real.
fun.
Yeah.
It's been a John Denver song. It has been.
It's always real with the dink.
Oh, Conrad.
Really artistic.
Oh my gosh.
More like.
Conrad, we're gonna have to. You and I are gonna have like a really serious conversation about like areas that you're gonna focus on for next year.
For
Because
college.
I honestly, yeah. Because like when I'm looking at you, I'm going. Do you have an idea?
I think I'm gonna major in biology.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
See, for me, I was thinking like marketing, business.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought of that, but if you've got a thing if you're good at science, especially, where are you looking?
Well, I think it's either gonna be K-State or Bethany is where I'm gonna go. I visited K-State the other day.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's really nice. So it'll be one of those two, I think.
Okay, okay.
All
It's
right,
always an adventure. You quit underestimating yourself. You have incredible
I wish I
capabilities.
described my technology.